So we appreciate you showing up, and we'll be starting in just a couple of minutes. So keep this window open and keep your volume up so you don't miss a thing. All right. Now, do you ever feel like you're trapped in a never-ending loop, unable to break free from your current financial situation? You're not alone, right? Many of us are either experiencing or have had experiences that are overwhelming. It's this overwhelming feeling of being stuck, watching our financial goals slip further and further and out of reach. Just take a moment. Take a moment to imagine this. Okay, you've set ambitious financial goals for yourself, whether it's paying off debt, saving for a dream vacation, or buying a home. You've tried various strategies, budgeting, investing, maybe even dabbled in some cryptocurrency, right? But no matter what you do, you can't seem to make meaningful progress. And it's kind of like you're spinning your wheels. You're expelling all this effort, but getting nowhere. So today, come and take a deep dive with us into the hidden aspects of consciousness that play a crucial role in your financial well being, and discover how to break free from the traps of scarcity and step into a life of true abundance. And you should be getting excited. Okay? You should be getting excited. We're about to unlock the secrets to true abundance and show you how to escape the traps that you never saw coming. All right, so we're just about to start. For those of you who jumped on early, we appreciate your eagerness and want to say thank you for allowing us to be your guide, leading you through the hidden keys to prosperity and seamlessly flowing wealth into your life. So now get focused. Have pen and journal ready, because this is going to be an unforgettable experience. So now it's time to start. Let's get ready to finally get to the root of what's preventing you from having true abundance.
Well, Gary, I'm just going to throw this in that Gene has already said that the first 60 seconds have already been phenomenal. So thanks, Gene. Our job is done.
Nice.
So here we
Live
go.
stream complete.
Exactly. So welcome, everyone. So let's begin with the question. Are you ready to unlock the secrets to true abundance and break free from those invisible traps? And if the answer is yes, then you are definitely in the right place. Because today you're going to uncover some hidden keys to prosperity that perhaps you never knew existed. You have the chance today to completely transform, enhance, and enrich your relationship with money and abundance in ways that I don't think you probably ever imagined. So this live stream works really well in conjunction with the last one that we did last week, which was called, Is Your DNA Programmed to Attract or Repel Money? So if you haven't listened to that one yet, make sure that you jump onto it right after this on whichever platform that you're watching this, and check it out, because we'll also add the link to in the comments and or edit it into the replay upload and everything, because we spread this out to so many different platforms. It can get a little bit confusing sometimes. So what if there were unseen forces? Just what if? That's all I want you to think about. What if there were unseen forces that were shaping your understanding and therefore your experience of wealth and abundance? Wouldn't you want to know what they are so that you can choose? Because you'll learn what you can do to unravel the mysterious connection between your thoughts, words, and deeds to magnetically attract abundance and prosperity like you've never done before. Our unique approach blends the mystical with the practical, so that we can guide you to your prosperous pathways. So everyone here has their own life situations that they're going through. And let me share one with you that may resonate. I'll use a fictitious name to maintain anonymity, but Alex is a young professional who dreams of building a family and owning a home. He and his partner have worked tirelessly, saving every penny and making sacrifices along the way. They've tried different investment strategies and hoping to accelerate their savings. But every time they start to make progress, something comes along to derail their plans. A car repair, a medical bill, or even a global pandemic. And despite their best efforts, Alex feels like they're stuck in this financial rut, unable to move forward towards their goal of home ownership. And so he's left wondering, where is all this abundance that the gurus keep talking about? And if you can relate to Alex's story, then it's time to break free from feeling stuck and start making meaningful progress towards your true abundance. And this live stream is what's preventing you from having true abundance. And we'll explore the underlying beliefs that of thought and the thought patterns that have been holding you back from infinite abundance. And you'll learn practical strategies to shift your mindset and take control of the flow of abundance into your life. So don't let feeling stuck keep you from living the life that you've always dreamed of.
Yeah, and the bare bones simplicity of this is if you can figure out how to redefine your understanding of wealth, you'll unlock your hidden potential and step into a life of true abundance. And so, for some of you listening, this is going to change your life, and you don't want to miss any of it. Now, let's get real. The mainstream portrayal of how to get rich is mostly bogus information out there, right? Because from fairly early on, we're bombarded with messages that wealth comes from grinding yourself into the ground with endless hustle and hard work, or worse, that it requires shady, cutthroat tactics. But here's the truth bomb, okay? Real truth bomb. Sustainable abundance has very little to do with either of those outdated narratives. It all starts with your inner game of your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Right? So here's a great quote from one of our good friends, T. Harv Eker, who wrote the book Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. He said, if you want to change the fruits, you will first have to change the roots. If you want to change the visible, you must first change the invisible. Let me read that
Thanks,
again.
Harv.
There's a lot of deep stuff in this one, okay? AC Harv has a lot of great quotes, but this is a really good one. If you want to change the fruits, you will first have to change the roots. If you want to change the visible, you must first change the invisible. All right? So let's talk a little bit about your thoughts. They are the software running in the background of your mind that's invisible. They consist of images, movies, sounds, imagination, emotions, but they're still invisible. Right? They're not tangibly in front of you. All of these things all blend together and are constantly shaping your beliefs and your perception of reality. So at the core, those thoughts, right? At the core of those thoughts, it's important to understand that scarcity thoughts breed a scarcity experience. So that also means prosperity thoughts open you up into infinite possibilities. So what does that mean? So let me give you some examples, all right? If you have a thought process of there's never enough money or never enough opportunity, that's more scarcity versus the universe is infinitely abundant. Opportunities exist all around me. That's more prosperity. Or another one is on the scarcity side is, I'll never be able to afford that. Any of you ever catch yourself saying any of that? Or I can't afford that right now. Either never or can. Right? So that's more scarcity mindset, scarcity thought processes versus I'm a magnet for money and it flows to me easily. Or I've always been able to manifest and create whatever amount of money that I need to create the experiences that I need to have. Okay. So one side is scarcity, one side is prosperity. Or some of you may have some ongoing programming tapes going on in there, on replay saying things like, rich people are greedy or corrupt, right? The money is evil scenario, right? That's more of a scarcity mindset versus I deserve prosperity and I create value to attract it. Okay. So the words you speak are important. Your thoughts are important, but then the words that come from those thoughts that you bring out, because the words you speak out loud and to yourself are actually powerful incantations. So whenever you are speaking out loud or to yourself, and you've heard me say this before, right? Whenever you're speaking out loud or to yourself, you are either declaring a reality to be true or you are invoking one that's going to be. Okay, so that's a Gary Johnson quote, right? You are either declaring a reality to be true or you are invoking one that's going to be. So your words will reinforce your predominant thought patterns and can inspire you into wealth congruent actions or trap you in a loop of lack and limitations. And in our signature program, the Infinity Process, we actually teach our clients and students to be very systematic and in a very powerful way to actually program highly empowered declarations of reality into their everyday world so that there is constant, consistent, and congruent communication to your inner and your outer world to take advantage of the many forms of abundance that is all around you all the time. Okay, so here's some examples of lack versus abundant incantations or declarations that we often hear people say without any hesitation. They just kind of throw it out there because they're not conscious of their thoughts or their words, right? They don't even question the validity of those things. They just say it out loud because they've adopted it and they've accepted it, right? Things like, oh, I can't do that, right? You ever hear yourself saying that or hear others say that? Right? That's more of a lack mentality, thinking that you don't have the resources or you can't attain the resources, right? Versus there's got to be a way and I'll find it no matter what, right? Think of the experience of both of those and the paths those take you down, right? Or we often hear, why do I never have enough? Things like that. Again, because you're focused on not having enough. Focused on there's more somewhere else other than where you're at. Versus, I'm so grateful for the abundance that I allow into my life right now. Okay. Saying those words out loud or inside, right, in your mind, repeating them over, those are going to be incantations or declarations of reality. So when you find yourself complaining about bills, guess what? You're feeding into that lack. complaining about the price of gas going up 2 cents, 5 cents, or 10 cents, when in reality, when you look at the amount that makes a difference in what you pay for the gas in total, is not very much. Okay. Now, yes, over time it accumulates, but when it's jumping, day to day, but that's more of the scarcity mindset. You got to think about that. Or, versus celebrating your ability to afford the things that you can afford. So think about the lack versus abundance incantations and declarations that you are putting out into the world on a moment to moment, day to day basis.
Exactly. Because we actually just recently did a whole series of live streams on the power of words. And
Mm-hmm.
you absolutely have to check those out. Okay, because we'll drop the links in down in the comments, but it's amazing. It really is. I mean, they have been thoroughly researched, and we talk about this a lot. You hear people talking about this self-talk and things. All of that is incredibly powerful. But it's not just what you say to yourself, it's what you're saying out loud. Because there's also then your actions and your behaviors and your habits that execute what you're thinking. This is where the rubber meets the road. And we're talking about your actions and behaviors here. Your deeds reflect your inner programming and pave the way for increased prosperity or perpetual lack. Okay, so imagine investing, saving portions of income versus spending it all. And we've all, depending on where you're at as far as life, you've had some experience in that. Some time where you said, I really shouldn't have splurged the way I did, but I just got caught up in the moment and such. I was talking with a friend of mine who, he from early on was just adamant. Every single paycheck, he bought a savings bond. Why? Because he was thinking about the future. It wasn't very much. He goes, that's just, I just won't go out for dinner one day and such. And then when it came time to retire, he's like, I'm sitting pretty good. Okay. So it's thinking ahead, looking towards the future. Then there's, taking calculated risks to grow versus playing it safe. And we've all experienced that at one time or another. Okay. When I say calculated risk, I'm huge emphasis on calculated. You've got to do your due diligence. It's not just reading an article. It's not just listening to, someone's opinion and such, even if they're an expert. Because in today's age, you don't know how much of an expert they are. So you have to do your due diligence and then take that calculated risk. Okay, because it's going to make a huge, huge difference. Playing it safe is going to get you mediocre, if that. As the world is changing and economics are changing so rapidly, and they fluctuate up and down, playing it safe, well, you just got to be careful. So, we're not economists and such, but we do come from a ton of experience. I've run, big companies, for most of my career. And again, it was, I'm going to make some risk, and in some areas, I'm going to play it safe. But there's a balance. Then you have your pursuing opportunities that are aligned with your goals instead of going off half-cocked. Versus operating from, fear in that comfort zone. Oh, I'm not going to try that. Oh, I'm not going to try that. I heard my uncles told me this, or my brother told me this, or, whatever the case. Or I read in the paper where, somebody got screwed. It's like, yes, but you don't know all the details. Again, that's due diligence. And the fact that if they actually are aligned with your true goals, you've done some thinking with this, and they're aligned with your true goals, and they meld together, you're just building upon piece after piece after piece. And then you have cultivating abundance mentors versus surrounding yourself with lack-minded people. You ever, had those, those family dinners where, you got Uncle Melvin is just complaining about, the world and the economy and, I'm tired of being broke and I'm tired of getting screwed by that person and that person and that person and that person and that person, always pushing the blame out instead of saying, I should have done my due diligence. You know, maybe I should have, pursued, that particular opportunity. I'm going to learn from that. Or I'm going to, and then I'm going to learn from his mistakes. What I've always taught my children is like, listen, I made a lot of mistakes. I want you to learn from my mistakes so that you are better than me, and striving and constantly striving. There was a Gary, how did that one saying go that you are the accumulation of your 10 closest friends or five closest friends and
Yeah,
such?
I
And
believe
that
it's
has a
five.
lot to
Yeah.
do with mindset. You hang around
Yeah.
with people who are, a little more successful than you and such. You'll raise yourself up. They're going to push you, or you'll push yourself more than anything else, because they're there because they have a particular type of mindset and such, and it's going to bring you up along with it. They don't live in lack. They live in opportunities, looking out and understanding that there's more to abundance than just money. Because when your thoughts and your words and your deeds are all aimed towards wealth and abundance, as theirs are, you become energetically aligned with manifesting prosperity. It's like planting seeds of intention and nurturing them through your actions. But if there's dissonance, where your thoughts contradict your words and your deeds don't match your goals, you stay stuck. You stay stuck in lack and limitation. Congruence is the key. The path to abundance is it's an inside job. Most of all, mastering your inner world of thoughts and choosing prosperous words that it puts you in an energetic flow. Then inspired deeds become easier as real world opportunities rush in. They literally will start to rush in to meet your vibration. See, the societal program that we've absorbed has massively misled us about wealth acquisition. Okay. Riches don't stem from perpetual grind or unethical means. True prosperity flows from consciousness and aligned action. So when your thoughts and words and your habits, are laser focused on wealth and congruent behaviors and beliefs, you become a mega attractor for abundance. It's like a metaphysical magnet drawing prosperity to you. Okay. There's an adage that says opposites attract. Actually, no, it's the other way around. Like attracts like. Abundance attracts abundance. Okay. Lack does not attract abundance. Now, I'm not talking about some far out woo-woo nonsense here. Our Expanding Beyond Business Mastery program combines these metaphysical insights with rock solid business building and profit generating tactics. It works, it's powerful, and very unique 1-2 punch. It's like bam, bam.
Yeah. So here's the real tea. All right. 90% of the quote unquote get rich books and gurus are just plain wrong.
Yeah.
Because if their advice actually worked, way more people would be rolling in the dough. But most people are still broke because their thoughts and actions are misaligned from true abundance. Okay? True wealth starts in your mind and spirit. Even money, the money guru Robert Kiyosaki, those of you know Robert Kiyosaki, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rich Dad Poor Dad. He says it clearly in this quote. He says, the single most powerful asset we all have is our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth in what seems to be an instant. This is a guy who plays in the money world and has for many years.
Yeah.
Okay. So once you make your inner decision to embrace prosperity consciousness, you've got to bring it into your physical reality through purposeful actions. So no more running in place on the hamster wheel. Your moves have to be intentional and congruent with your vision. And let's not forget, abundance isn't just about money. It's about the value you create and the magnetic presence you cultivate. When you start to operating from that higher frequency, wealth in all its forms will rush in, as Ross mentioned. So go ahead and ditch those limiting and limitation based lies and explore a more spiritually grounded approach. We suggest that you open your mind to these deeper truths about money, and you'll be prospering beyond your wildest dreams in no time. So, who's ready? Who's ready to ignite their empowered mindset and level up to the abundance they deserve? Go ahead and give me a hashtag ignite in the comments. It's hashtag ignite in the comments.
That's
All
it,
right, just to
man.
make sure you
Light
guys are
that
still
fire.
just to make sure you guys are still awake and listening and tuning in. Okay.
So sometimes, sometimes it can be as simple as embracing the flow of giving and receiving. You know that feeling when someone tries to pay you a compliment and you just kind of, no, it's not. It's just you're awkward. Okay. That's abundance. Okay. That compliment is abundance. Or how about when a friend insists on grabbing the check and you get all flustered, protesting, no, 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 no. Okay. That friend and his generosity was abundance. And you're batting it away. Those moments that reveal how uncomfortable many of us are with the acts of giving and receiving. The universe saying, hey, I want to give you this. And you're like, no, I don't want it. That penny, that dime, that nickel, that quarter that you may find walking down the street. And you look at it and go, yeah, that's just a quarter. It's no big thing. It's just a penny. No big thing. When you get into big money, I'm gonna kind of do a sidetrack here, but when you get into big money, I'm talking Wall Street money. Okay. They spend weeks, months negotiating over a penny. I've seen it. I've been in the rooms because that penny multiplied by billions of product is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So when you just step past it and just say, that's just a penny, that's a test. But there's another harsh truth bomb. If you want to unlock true, boundless abundance, you've got to get free flowing with giving and receiving. Any hesitation or cringe factor is essentially putting a dam in the universal infinite river of prosperity. The universe is infinitely abundant by nature. It's not stingy or withholding. That perceived, imagined scarcity is just an illusion of a conditioned, limited human mind. When you embrace the truth at a core level, you realize that there's no need to clutch or cling to anything. You can give generously, trusting that more will absolutely return back to you. And likewise, there's zero need to shrink away from receiving with open arms and gratitude. I used to be that way. When someone gave me a gift, I didn't know what to do. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't understand this. That abundance wasn't yours to begin with. It's simply the universe's natural flow of circulating back to you as you allow it in. Stepping into that reverent receivership is key to letting the God, goddess, all that is life force, the ultimate, know that you are always open and ready to receive more with deep, deep gratitude. Now, I'm not talking about just taking and taking like some brat with an entitlement issues. True receiving requires humility and the appreciation of the gift, not ego. It's allowing the universe's generosity to move through you like a river, to move through you, not getting hung up on a deserving it or not. the goal is to reach a point where giving and receiving feel like one organic action, one organic flow. You're transparent for abundance to circulate in and out freely, not attaching it to your identity or your self-worth. This is the ultimate abundance allowing state, when you become your default state of being.
Yeah. Now, of course, this mindset shift isn't always easy, right? We understand that. Most of us have deeply ingrained blocks and funky, strange notions around money from childhood. But a
Yeah.
little self-awareness can go a long way.
Yeah.
So notice when you start to tighten up at the thought of or action of giving away time, energy, or money fully. Just notice how your body responds. Or when you reject compliments and gifts without realizing it. Right? Here are three examples. I'm going to give you three examples of deeply ingrained blocks and bizarre notions around money that we've somehow adopted from childhood as being reality, right? Along with some empowering alternative mindsets that you could look at adopting, right? So, first, an ingrained block could be something like money doesn't grow on trees, right? And when we have that kind of stuff going on, it implies money is scarce and something has to be carefully hoarded, right? You have to protect it. You have to keep it because, well, if you don't hold on to it, it's gone. You can't get more of it. So what if you could embody and declare this empowering alternative? So instead of money doesn't grow on trees, the declaration is, I am one with the unlimited abundance of the universe. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. And you claim that as your declaration of reality. Okay? Ingrained block number two, right? Which we talked about earlier. Rich people are greedy or corrupt. right? Well, what that does is it puts judgment on wealth. It puts your perception of what might be true into the equation. And then there's almost, so in that also comes a unconscious feeling of undeserving of it, because they had to do something nefarious to get it. So therefore, if you want to be rich or abundant, you'd have to follow those footsteps. Right? What if what if you could embody and declare this empowering alternative? I embrace ethical abundance. Money is a natural, positive force when used for good. Okay? And project that out. Ingrained block number 3. We can't afford that, or I can't afford that. I'll never be able to afford that, any of those things. That type of programming is programming and reinforcing the scarcity and lack into your self-worth, because you're identifying it as I can't this, right? So you're attaching it to your self-worth. So what if you could embody and declare this empowering alternative? I am a magnet for prosperity. I attract what I need with ease and gratitude. Okay? And you can use your own words, but the key is to become aware of these limiting beliefs that are instilled from a young age, and then consciously replace them with new declarations of reality that reflect and invoke universal abundance. And this reprograms the subconscious to align with an empowered, prosperous mindset. And when you learn the infinity process that we teach you how to program those kinds of things deeper than the unconscious mind, and actually have it impact your actual DNA coding. Something that we don't believe anybody else teaches. And what happens with our clients and students is that in times when they used to shrink into lack, they immediately experience expanding into their birthright of limitless wealth and possibilities as a new default. And many programs out there, right, try to point you to either an inside or an outside job, right? Work on, what you do, or work on your thoughts. It's a this or that. But our unique process creates a coherence with your internal world reality and your external world experiences as you deprogram old notions, and you recode your life from a frequency of there is more than enough for me.
Exactly. So these are often subtle income and abundance blockers that can catch you by surprise. You have to catch and repattern them to break free from them. Keep feeling into the truth that you're simply a vessel for the unlimited flow of prosperity. And the more that you embrace your divine role in that circulation, the more you'll find many forms of abundance will pour into your life, absolutely flood your life. So let's ditch any remaining stingy energy and quit boxing yourself into an energetic deficiency cycle of lack or limitation and fear. Because a life of opulent wealth and generosity is available, not just to you, but to everyone, your family, your children, your children's children. This is how legacies are born. And right now, it never turns off unless you turn it off. You just have to stretch your consciousness to perceive and receive it all. So who's ready to truly be open and welcoming to more experiences of giving and receiving at a cosmic level. So give me a hashtag open and ready now. Just pop that in the comments because that's action. And we've been saying this over and over again. You have to take some type of action. You've got to do that. This isn't about sitting on the couch and imagining yourself wealthy. You must take action. So, all right, there we go. Rihanna, thank you, thank you. So now I want to prepare you for some silent and dangerous traps that drag people into the dark depths of lack and limitation. So let me ask you, do you often find yourself overwhelmed by emotional stresses related to money, like anxiety or fear or shame or guilt? And it seems to seep into every aspect of your life, just weaving itself in. Well, you're not alone, because many people experience emotional turmoil when it comes to our money and finances and the concept of abundance. And it can have a significant impact on your well-being and your relationships. You ever had an experience like this? You wake up in the middle of the night, your mind racing with worries and unpaid bills. I have. Mounting debt or an uncertain financial future. You've tried to bury these feelings, but they always just seem to surface, leaving you feeling trapped and powerless. It's like carrying this heavy weight on your shoulders that never seems to lift. And it keeps getting heavier. Or do you keep getting more tired? Or maybe it's that queasy feeling that rises up when you have to ask what you're worth, or that cringe when making a big purchase, even if you can afford it. That's good old money fear, shame and guilt rearing their ugly heads. And let us tell you, those toxic emotions, mind you, the most powerful force in the universe, emotions. Those toxic emotions are absolutely prosperity blockers of the highest order. So I just want you to pause for a second and get radically honest with yourself. Do you sometimes feel embarrassed about making lots of money or spending lavishly? Let me give you just a couple seconds to think about that. Just close your eyes and think about it. Do you sometimes feel embarrassed about making lots of money or spending money lavishly? Maybe there's a nagging sense that it's greedy or it's wrong to be openly wealthy. And you see, the thing is that you've probably been culturally programmed with all kinds of interesting conditioning around wealth and abundance.
Yeah, but here's the hard truth, though, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're straight up breaking laws, feeling fear, shame, or guilt about money is utterly useless, right? It's useless. In fact, it acts like an energetic dam that's restricting the flow of abundance that's always trying to rush in. You've got to do some lack and limitations mindset demolition and release those constrictive emotions once and for all to set yourself free. True wealth is an electromagnetic force, and you're the energetic conduit allowing it to flow freely or not. So any resistance or negativity that you layer on top just plugs up the channels of that flowing abundance energy. And so the goal is to approach every financial exchange from a place of uncompromised freedom, from ease and self-assurance. That means no hesitation in boldly declaring and claiming your worth. No apologies for lavish, guilt-free spending. And definitely no constrictions around the idea of aggressive wealth building. You're just fluidly allowing the infinite supply from source energy to flow as it was naturally intended to. And you may be thinking that dismantling those deep-seated blocks takes a lot of work, right? Some of you think, oh my God, I got to do all this, but it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a lot of work. In our Infinity Process trainings, we load up our clients and students with over 20 different methods and strategies to make the process seamless. One of the most powerful practices is to get radically honest about your anti-abundance thoughts and stories. So notice when you're judging rich people as greedy or corrupt. Realize those limiting beliefs are only harming your experience of abundance. Not that it doesn't change theirs. Okay. All right. It absolutely does not change theirs, but it does impact yours. Right. Or when you're shrinking at the idea of asking for more. Right. That's likely just echoes of old scarcity wounds that are trying to protect you, or programming that you got that ended up at the DNA level. Because so many of us grew up in a society that intentionally or accidentally conditioned us in a program of lack and limitations that goes right into our DNA codes. And we talked about that a lot in last live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's critical that you have systems and processes in place to consistently shine light on those types of narratives. And once they come into awareness, you can intentionally replace them with an empowered mindset, and that's not scarcity based, but it's an empowered mindset of security, of self-worth, and flow. And maybe you start, declaring that your wealth allows you to be generous and providing and provide opportunities for others, or that money is simply an abundant positive force for growth and evolution as it flows through the core essence of your spiritual evolving life force. The key to reprogramming and decoding any perception that money or having abundance is dirty, scarce, or undeserving, and to see it for what it truly is, that it's just a natural form of energy that allows that's always accessible and flowing infinitely all around us.
Exactly.
No different from the air, right? The oxygen, it's no different. And you are meant to be an open channel, allowing that life force to move through you, not hoarding or resisting.
Yeah. So, and a side note too is that, yeah, as Gary said, is that, you think of people, the rich as, greedy and corrupt and mean and such. You know what? Some of them are.
Yeah, even
But
things like, don't they have enough already? Like that kind of stuff, right? When
exactly.
you think those kinds of thoughts, you're doing more harm to yourself because you're conditioning that there's limits. You're conditioning that there's a deservingness and that maybe you don't like. There's all those things that are going on.
Exactly. So when you have that thought, when that pops into your head, then you're just simply going to declare to yourself, I'm different. I'm going to be better. Okay. So instead of saying, I don't want to be like that, and you're attaching that to wealth or abundance, just say, I can still have wealth and abundance, but I can be better than that. All right. So here's some simple yet powerful exercises to clear blocks around the shame and the guilt with abundance. So there's we call this one is an abundance allowing breath practice, and it's in just five simple steps. So step one, you want to write this down because these are going to be important. Step one, center and observe. So get into a comfortable seated position and take a few centering breaths and bring to mind any feeling of shame or guilt or discomfort that you have around money. Don't judge them. You're only observing them. You're looking at them. You're like, that's interesting. And take a few moments to notice what comes into your awareness. And then step two, breathe in abundance. So I want you to inhale deeply and imagine you are breathing in an unlimited universal abundance, like it's a golden light that's flowing in and it's all around you, because it is. And as you exhale, you mentally release any shameful, guilty money feelings, expelling them like toxic, unwanted energy. Sometimes you can taste it as it's leaving. Just let it all out. And then declare your abundant reality and release. Continue to the breath cycle. Inhale abundance, exhaling limiting beliefs. And with each exhale, state your declaration of reality to release any resistance to prosperity. Something like, I allow and welcome abundance to flow freely into my life. And do this 3 to 5 times. And then next, become open and receiving. Because now that you've cleared the limiting and the toxic energy, that you can switch to a heart-centered breathing. And do this by inhaling and feeling yourself receiving and accepting infinite provisions from the universe. And with every exhale, begin to embody the feeling of receptive abundance. Taking, giving from the infiniteness of all that there is, completely free of any fear, any shame, or any guilt around the abundance that you are connected with right now. You are an open channel for money, abundance, and connection to source energy. And then finally, number 5, integrate and intend. So complete a few more cycles of the heart-centered breathing and fully feel yourself, feel the integration of that abundant energy. It's exhilarating. And then now, set an intention to take this abundant mindset into your day through your thoughts and through your words and your choices and your actions. Take a few moments and open your eyes and fully centered in your worth. And repeat this practice. Repeat it regularly to release old money shame and realign with the natural flow of prosperity. And with each breath, you effortlessly become a magnet for abundance. You be abundance. You are abundance. As Gary said, it's all around you. It's all around you. It's there now. There's an abundance of air around you right now. There's abundance of grass and trees and leaves and sunshine in my environment. That's abundance. So let's breathe through that old shame and watch it dissipate into, it's just going to go into the ether it came from. There's nothing but freedom and surrender to the divine flow ahead of you. So who's ready? Who's ready to dance in their worth without apology? And if you're ready to dance, then give me a hashtag I am worth it. Pop that down in the comments.
All right, that's awesome.
Very cool.
That's an awesome practice for you to add, by the way, into your daily, into your day right away, right? It's an awesome practice. And when you combine that with other practices that we teach, with another one we teach called the abundance inventory, you can get some truly magical results almost overnight. And we'll be teaching that practice in our upcoming masterclass, The Ignition Factor, Catapulting Your Business with 6 Radical Steps. And we'll be sharing more details about that training very soon. If you want advanced notification of where and how to register for that, just drop a hashtag Ignite Me. That's hashtag Ignite Me in the comments, and we'll reach out to you personally through DM or comments. Hey Anna, great to see you responding there. And
Hey, Anna.
you know, and that's going to be a really awesome masterclass that's coming up in the next few weeks here. Another thing preventing you from having true abundance is the idea that was drilled into so many of us from parents, teachers, media, and even some of our peers growing up, and that is you can't be successful if you don't make a lot of money. And while money is a variable in the success equation, it's just the means, not the end. This is important to understand. All right. And I know you've heard it before, money can't buy happiness, right? Yet so many of us stay fixated on accumulating more and more cash, right? Letting the dollar signs blind us from our deeper motivations. But true prosperity has nothing to do with hoarding funds like in a Scrooge-like vault. It's about aligning with an energy that flows and that allows you to manifest all your heart's desires, the experiences, the emotions, and the rich fulfillment of having anything and everything you want. Money is just the thing that facilitates those experiences. Okay. So again, getting radically honest here. You don't really want money itself, do you? I mean, money is just a neutral resource. The energy and the energetic means of exchange is what it represents. And what you likely crave are the feelings you associate with having plenty of it, like freedom or security or abundance, maybe even status or power. Right? Everybody's going to have their own flavor on how they define that and they attach that to it. But focusing solely on dollar amounts is putting the proverbial cart before the horse. The most influential wealth leaders aren't obsessing over growing piles of cash. It's not what they're doing. Right? When you study them, you see that they've embodied prosperity as a state of being that naturally attracts monetary flow. And we're talking visionaries, artists, and entrepreneurs who've tapped into the energy of infinite abundance fueled by inspired purpose. And that's what we want to ignite in you in that upcoming masterclass. Again, make sure you don't miss out on that training. Drop a hashtag Ignite Me if you want to get advanced notification of the details.
Absolutely. So before I forget too, I want you to stay tuned to some of the comments in this. I'm going to, after this is over, I'm going to drop a link into the comments. And Gary hasn't even seen this yet. And it's a video, and it's going to really, it's going to kind of blow your mind to a degree because it's going to show you the guy, the person who most of us recognize as the wealthy, arrogant a-hole.
Hmm.
Okay. In contrast to the man who is saying there is more abundance than just all this physical stuff that the other guy is talking about. So I'm just going to drop that in there. It is and when you see it, I want you to think about what we've said today and how what comes up for you first. It's like, oh my God, because many people are going to go, that's not what I want. That's what money does to you. But it's not. It's just what money did to him. I want you to keep this in mind. So, for those of you who are visionaries and artists and entrepreneurs, money money is simply the byproduct of living an impassioned, fulfilling life aligned with your truths. It effortlessly rushes in to support your grand vision and those exciting plans, not as an end goal itself, but as a pleasurable side effect of creating value that lightens you up. This is the paradigm shift that can truly change everything. So pay attention here. And because instead of chasing money itself, okay, instead of chasing money itself, which can be very disappointing actually when you catch it, but getting deeply clear on the rich experiences and the feelings that truly motivate you at your core in here. Maybe it's the thrill of globetrotting at will, the tranquility of that financial freedom, the pride of providing generously for your loved ones. Whatever your core desire and your feelings are, anchor that, anchor into that, the vibration of it. What is it? How does this feel? Okay, this is where become, you become abundance. From that energized frequency, you'll naturally attract the perfect avenues for prosperous flow. And whether it's a wildly successful business, invested wealth, or extraordinary opportunities, but you've put the main thing as the vibrational experience that you desire, your fulfillment, expressed through the genius and the brilliance that's in you. It's always been there. Money's just the grateful supporter, allowing you to amp up that expression in a delightful form. It's no longer the end all be all. More like a bonus treat, the frosting on the cake that deliciously complements the decadent main course of your passion-fueled purpose. So eliminate those dusty, narrow ambitions of just getting rich for rich's sake. That's a small fry rookie move. You're here to dream up the life and experiences that awakens every cell in your body, everything within you, and then go on your go out there and boldly create it. Go out there and change the frickin' world. And you'll do it with prosperity as your cheerful assistant. So let your bliss be the inspiration and watch abundance itself eagerly serve your majestic narrative.
So real talk here now, right? What we're saying is that the pursuit of prosperity isn't about fattening your bank account. Okay. Right? At its core, it's a direct line to experiencing higher states of consciousness and rapid personal evolution. And we're talking whole being expansion here. See, most of humanity is still operating from an animalistic survival mentality, hardwired into our ancient ancestors. Sure, that programming served us well when mere existence was a struggle. But in modern times, that fear based scarcity mindset is straight up limiting our infinite potential. So collectively, we have gone through times of deep and profound transformation, and transformation is great, but evolution is better. And that's where we believe we are now at on this version of the planet Earth. Okay. True prosperity demands that we shed those reptilian thought patterns and tap into something far greater, the boundless field of abundance that's woven into the universe's very fiber. Engaging in prosperous business and wealth creation is one of the purest paths to awakening to that profound truth. Now, think about it. I say this all the time. Conducting successful entrepreneurial activities like serving customers, strategizing, negotiating, these can't be accomplished from a purely animalistic consciousness. They require us to rise up to a more rarefied level of intellectual discernment and creative inspiration. Activating those higher facilities is key. But it goes beyond, even beyond the mental realm. At its deepest level, prospering stems from purpose driven spiritual awareness. It's acting from your highest self, the part of you operating for the greatest good of all, in harmonious co-creation with the divine flow of life itself. That existential shift in vibration attracts prosperity as a natural byproduct. Again, I'm not just being poetic here. Some of the most pioneering thought leaders and entrepreneurs will straight up tell you their greatest achievements and fortunes came from tapping into transcendent unified awareness fields. And that's the secret sauce.
You heard it from him. Abundance is sauce. And there's lots of sauces out there. There's all kinds of sauces out there. So for the wise wealth creator, accumulating riches is never the end goal. Never in itself, is it? It's simply joyful evidence that they're living in resonance with the universal abundance and actively birthing their highest vision into form. The money is just a happy side effect of harnessing their true energetic potential, your true energetic potential. And that's a far cry from the egotistical, fear-based, wealth-hoarding most of us have been conditioned with. I dropped that video already, so you're going to see that. So I really want you to comment on it and let me know what your thoughts are. But it's exactly the consciousness shift and evolution that allows you to prosper without attachment and use that flow for the greatest good, to change the world. The path is clear. Evolve out of those base animal patterns holding you trapped in lack. Expand into the unlimited human and beyond that you were coded into from birth. Embrace prosperity as a facilitator for activating expressing the highest version of yourself. And once you tap into that frequency of created source flow, money, abundance, wealth will flow joyfully. It'll flow in as a mere tool for amplifying your light. And the true reward lies in the indescribable bliss of living your fullest divine embodiment. So, who's ready? Who's ready to stop surviving and start indulging in the abundant self that they were born to be? The path to higher consciousness awaits you. Just follow the signs that divine prosperity leaves for you, the synchronicities that are all around you, that you look right by because you're too busy looking at your phone, or you're too busy thinking about what you don't have. And our minds are just so blame this, victim that. What's going on with the Kim somebody butter, whatever the case? You're so distracted. And if you are so distracted, that means you're not ready. But we think you are because you're here. Follow those signs that divine prosperity leaves for you all around you. Keep showing up to these live streams and join us in our upcoming masterclass and notice how your reality begins to transform. Or better yet, how it evolves.
So now you are on your way to unlocking the prosperity code. Combine this live stream with what we taught in the last one and add it to next week into the mix, right? If you haven't already begun to notice, you'll be moving from struggle, feeling trapped, powerless, worried, and uncertain into a new reality. Every day, you start by waking up with a sense of excitement and calm, knowing that your financial future is secure and abundant. You're effortlessly managing your finances, no longer burdened by stress or worry about money. As you step out of bed, you feel a newfound sense of freedom and possibility, fully aware that the root causes of financial struggle are behind you. And those long-standing beliefs and conditioned programming that once held you back are no longer a part of your life. You've unraveled years or even decades of false narratives and limiting beliefs about money. Instead of feeling guilt or shame around wealth, you embrace it with gratitude and confidence. You understand that money is a tool for creating value and enhancing your life and the lives of others around you. You're enjoying the fruits of your financial freedom. Maybe you're traveling to dream destinations, experiencing new cultures and adventures. Maybe you're investing in your personal growth, taking courses, or hiring coaches that continue to ignite and elevate your success. You're living a life where you have the time and resources to pursue your passions and hobbies fully without financial constraints. This is not just a dream. This is the reality you can create. By activating your ignition factor, you can continue learning how to uncover and release all the hidden blocks to your prosperity. You completely transform your financial destiny. You align your thoughts, your words, and actions with the flow of abundance, and the universe will respond in kind. You know you deserve to live a life of true abundance. And with the right knowledge and the mindset, it's entirely within your reach.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. Can you see now how combining the activation of your DNA to attract unlimited money with the removal of all the things preventing you from having true abundance? Can you see how it's going to put you on the fast track for having the success that you've been missing out on? Can you do the abundance allowing breath to work on your connection to that infinite flow of abundance? You know, when we first were designing that, it was pretty funny, is that, my wife comes and she goes, I don't know what you guys are doing, but keep doing it because I'm just receiving these checks in the mail, that she never expected. I'm like, okay, we'll keep doing it then. So, would it be all right if I shared something with you in the process of putting together to help you fully turn on what we call the ignition factor, as Gary said? and catapult your business with 6 radical steps. And we've mentioned it a few times in these past couple live streams, and the details are almost ready to share. And probably the next couple of days, I can tell you that we are putting together a masterclass that will, of the exact title, and it's going to be approximately 2.5 hours long. And it's us taking deep, deep, deep dives into those 6 radical steps that will ultimately ignite and elevate your business success so that you can have more money, more abundance, and more spirituality in your life. If you'd like to be on the top of the list for and be informed, then again, as we said, put hashtag ignite me in the comments, and we'll reach out through either messenger with a direct message and to keep you in the notifications. Because if you're not friends with either of us, you might miss out. So drop hashtag ignite me to get those notifications. And for more information about upcoming masterclass called the Ignition Factor, catapulting your business with 6 radical steps. So we're planning to do, I think we're planning to do it on the 13th of next month of June. And then the next live stream is going to continue to build the momentum that we've got going here from this class to the one we had last week. So it's all leading up to that. So next week, the live stream is one that you're absolutely going to want to attend. So schedule and block it off in your calendar right now. It's 10 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday. And the title is going to be Inner Peace, Outer Prosperity, Spiritual Techniques to Fuel Your Success.
It's going to be a good one. Make sure you tune in.
Yeah.
All right. So that's our live stream for this week, everyone. Went a little over time, give you a little extra. Hopefully you appreciate that. Thank you for showing up. And more importantly, for participating and actively seeking the solutions for bringing more wealth and abundance into your life. And before we go, I'd like to leave you with a dare. And that is, we dare you to be exceptional today, tomorrow, and every day after that. And the only way to do that is to implement what you learn and learn from what you implement. All right, that's it for our live stream. Anna says, how do we access the previous streams? Anna, we will drop a link for you in the comments
as
there
well.
and
Not a
reply to
problem.
that.
Yeah, and
And then
guys,
you'll be able
listen,
to get access.
I really want you all to watch that video that I just posted. Leave your comments. After we're done with the live stream, watch that, leave your comments. We do come back in because there's a lot of people that come that watch our shows on replay. So we do come back in and read the comments and respond back to them. But I am so curious about what your thoughts are. It's really, really important to me. So until next week, we'll see you then. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for being here. Be well. See you next week. Bye-bye.